Henny Moore reporting live from the liquor store. How's everybody doing today, man? Hey, man, it's Monday. I know we got a long week ahead of us. We got to put up with our co-workers, our bosses. We got to deal with the kids, deal with the significant others for the rest of the week, man. So it's a long week going forward. So it's time now that it's 6 o'clock where I'm at. It's 6:20. It's well overdue for a liquor store run. So y'all come on in and we're gonna get drunk with this Dallas Cowboy content together, man. So salute to all y'all for taking the time out y'all day to come through and show some love to the channel. I appreciate y'all support. And as y'all see, by the title, XO and X's and O's, we're gonna be talking about these passing concepts inside of the Tex Coast offense. So, first and foremost, man, a shout out to my brother Jay Tuck. I really got the idea from him, to have a deep dive conversation about these different passing concepts that we'll see. Because let's be honest, I know that we got this nice fancy name for it, but a lot of the stuff we're gonna be running is West Coast principles. A lot of these plays are gonna be staples. Like these plays have been ran for as long as there's been a West Coast offense. So, even though we dressed it up, even though we're taking some of the concepts from what Kellen Moore did when he was here, when it comes to the West Coast principles, they're universal. So it'll be easier for us to break down. We'll talk about them in depth. We'll talk about some of the things we should see if this is a traditional West Coast system. And then, on top of that, man, a lot of people be talking about who fault it is on a play, and they don't even know what the play design is. Sometimes people will say he should have the quarterback should have threw it to a guy who the ball is not designed to go to. What I'm saying? 'Cause let's keep it real. This is not Madden. This is real life. This is a progression offense. So, you usually have like 2 or 3 actual true reads, and some of these guys are actual clear outs. Some of these guys are, the guy that's going to rub on a play. So, there's different things in play when we're talking about these passing concepts. So we'll go into it. We'll do a deep dive, talk about some of these concepts, how they can be ran, different options, different personnel packages you can use them in. But, before I get too far ahead of myself, man, let me first show y'all some love. I see there were folks already inside the liquor store before the doors even open. So first and foremost, salute to my brother, Jameson Taylor. He was the first person I seen commented. So thank you for the love and support. My brother, Justin Kitchen, was already in the building showing love. So salute to him. You were counting down the minutes. At 30 minutes ago till Henny's live. So I appreciate you for your support, my guy. Desmond Ironman slid into the build, man. So salute to you. Let's see who else is in the building with us. Michael McQuaid is in the building rocking with us, man. Salute to you. Thank you for the love and support, my guy. Let's see who else done slid through the door of the liquor store. Miss Etta Lockhart, salute to you. Thank you. King G said, damn, I'm at the liquor store every day. He gonna need to go to an AA meeting soon. Hey, we getting drunk with this content, man. Forgive me. Anything happened to your liver is my fault. I'm sorry. Hey, my boy Bruce got the toxic juice that ran through the door. What's up with you, man? Michael Autry. Hey, we gonna try to have a fire-ass show, man. We definitely gonna try to have a fire show. Yeah, you definitely was, man. Hey, he was doing the same thing. He was tweeting West Coast formations out there. So shout out to my brother Keystone. My brother in this Cowboy content game, JC, what's good with you, man? Thank you for tapping in and showing love. My boy Peasy, and he ain't from Detroit either. Salute to you, man. And then last but not least, I see my boy Ruben Hernandez in the building, man. So salute to you. So, hey, real quick, before we jump to the content, man, make sure everybody hits that like button for me so we can get these folks in here. The algorithm said the more likes, the more hype. So, go ahead and hit that like button for your boy so we can see we get some more folks into the liquor store. Go ahead and hit that share button. We hit that share button, you alert some more people that the liquor store is open for business. Hey, just like that, you see my boy Big Benny Rich done slid through the door, man. Salute to you, my guy. And then also, man, I need you to go ahead and slap the shit out of Eagles fan for me, man. Because if you slap the shit about an Eagles fan, you will get half off all the merchandise inside the liquor store. So, if you do that, man, I can get you a deal on them cow burritos, a deal on the gin, the hen. Even a deal on the Eagles tiers. I've been trying to scale back on giving that out. I feel bad if one of y'all drinks some Eagles tiers, just ran around, started eating shit, turned to a were eagle or something. So we're just gonna try to phase them Eagles tiers out, man. They ain't no good for nobody. Demetrius Adams, what's up with you, man? Thank you for tapping in. And one last thing, and then we'll get into the content. We are still running that ticket raffle. $10 per entry. Y'all know the prizes. First place winner will get a Dallas Cowboy ticket with a seat to the Dallas Cowboys versus Eagles game. And since the Eagles ain't won in Dallas in 6 years, go ahead and mark this as a W. So if you want to go see a Dallas Cowboy victory live in person, send $10. But that's the first place winner. They'll get a ticket with a seat attached to it. Second place winner will get a ticket, to the same game for standing room area and general admission. Then the third place winner is either going to get a PlayStation 4 or they will get a Dallas Cowboy, jersey of their choice. And then, hey, my brother said he gonna be at the game. He will be at this Dallas Cowboy Eagles game. So if you win, the two of y'all that win, y'all can link up with my boy JC while y'all out there, man. So y'all have a good time. Y'all can tailgate. Y'all can, slap Eagles fans in unison because they will be a handful out there ready to get disrespected. So, hey, if y'all want to enter to win these tickets or that PlayStation 4 or that jersey, then send the $10 to the Cash App or send 10 through the Super Chat or the Super Stickers because we are monetized. Thank the Lord. Right? What's up with you, Mickey? Thank you for tapping in. Yes, we're getting drunk. We're getting drunk as hell today. So, yeah. So, again, shout out to my boy Jay Tuck because, hey, he gave me the idea. I really got this idea, from chopping it up with Jay Tuck. And we will, and listen, we're going to be doing a lot of this entire week. Jay Tuck is supposed to be on the show Wednesday. We'll go over this in detail again. I'm supposed to be doing a show with Professor O tonight at 9 o'clock. So, we'll be going over this again. This and some run scheme. So we're going to go into a deep dive behind the X's and O's, this week. But, let's start, with a very basic concept that is already illustrated on the thumbnail, right? Because that's one. Yo, what's up with you? Tommy Montoya, Jasmine, what's up with y'all? Mickey, I see you. Salute to you. So let's start with the Dagger concept, right? And that's what's the one that was featured, on the thumbnail, right? So go ahead. I want class participation. I want everybody to put Dagger inside of the chat box. What's up with you, Dwayne Brown? Salute to you. Gracias, my guy. Thank y'all for coming in and showing love to the liquor store. But yeah, I want a little bit of class participation, man. So I want everybody to go ahead and put Dagger inside of the chat box. I want a little bit of class participation as we go through, these different passing concepts and how they're designed. All right, I see my boy Raymond in the building. Salute to you, my boy Night Owl. All right, so Keystone dropped in Dagger. Matt dropped in Dagger. Everybody dropped in Dagger. Okay. So the beautiful thing about this concept is it can be ran a multitude of ways. A lot of these concepts can be ran a dozen ways with a dozen different formations, and you can still get back to the meat and potatoes of what the concept is trying to do. So this is a very basic concept, very basic but very effective. So as you can see, the highlighted arrow, that's the Dagger route. That is the primary read. That is what this play is designed to get to. Everything else is pretty much window dressing or the second read. So the primary thing when you come to a Dagger route, there's going to be a player. There's going to be an inside receiver that's going to run a vertical route. Right. So this receiver that's on the inside of the outside receiver is going to run a vertical route. So the inside receiver running the vertical route is acting as a clear out route. So on this clear out, whoever is going to put pressure, on whoever back there, whether it be a single high safety or the safety on that side of the field, is going to put pressure on them to react to the vertical route. So the vertical route is going to clear out the safety and then right behind it, the dagger is going to come in that vacated area of the field, and that's going to be the primary target on this passing play. So this is a staple. Like I said, this is a staple inside of a West Coast offense. Now you can run it from either side. Said the vertical, yeah. Hey, I appreciate that, Mickey. I appreciate that. So the vertical route is going to clear out, the area of the field for the dagger route to be effective. And if the dagger is not there, let's say that the vertical route does not suck them in. Let's say they're able to stay and read their keys. Let's say they stay sound in their defensive coverage. Then you can go back to either one of these short routes. In this particular illustration, they have a nice, a small little in breaking route, and then you have, a route by the running back into the flats. Yeah, true. That's not really correct, since Dak Prescott has one of the highest completion percentages in league history. So odds of him throwing to the wrong receiver is not, very high. But thank you for coming in, True. So yeah, so on that route, that's going to be the primary target. So again, the vertical route seems nice, but it's not really there to be thrown to. It is there, to dictate, the safety making a decision, right? The safety should be forced to make a decision on who he's going to cover. So a vertical route, running straight to that safety, they are going to. It said, okay. He said okay, so see, he said he was responding to somebody saying that Dak is going to throw it to the vertical guy. So he actually didn't say anything wrong this time, bro. Nah, he didn't hate. He just made a response. So it's all Gucci. He said, "Is that a 5-step drop throw?" Well, that's the beautiful thing, about Dagger. You can run it from varying lengths and run from varying formations. You can run a Dagger out of play action, right? You can run this out of play action. You can run this, as a 5-step drop, right? It just depends really on, how deep you're running the Dagger. Generally, the Dagger is going to be about a 10-yard route. So, you're not going to have to drop back, 7 steps to get a 10-yard route out. You ain't gonna have to do that. So it's generally, you can get this out depending on how you time it up, how fast they can get into this. It could be a 5-step, can come off a play action, come off a 3-step. It just depends on the timing. It just depends on the timing and between the quarterback and the wide receiver. But it's the beautiful thing. You can get this off in a multitude of ways. You can run it on either side. You can run this on this opposite side. This is just showing it happening on the right. You can run it from the right side. You can run this from heavy personnel. You can run this from you can run this from spread. You can run this from shotgun. You can run this from pistol. And you can run different wrinkles. So, you can have different options on this field outside, of what's currently, on paper, right? Instead of a vertical route on the opposite side, right? Instead of two verticals, this opposite player right here can run a slant, right? This could be a slant route on the opposite end. This could be a post route on the opposite end. He said, would this be run? And that's a very good question. Would this be run by wide receiver 1 or a slot? Well, for a Dagger concept to be effective, right, it will have to be one of the outside wide receivers. So to be honest with you, it will either be one of your outside guys. So it could be Cooks running it, right? It could be CD. It could be CD running it. It could be Michael Gallup running it, because all three of them have the ability to play on the outside. Now, depending on who the inside wide receiver would be on this, right? There's a possibility. Yeah, all three of them could. Honestly, depending on where you line them up at. Because all three of your wide receivers can move around the field, we know that Brandon Cooks can play slot. We know that CD Lamb could play slot, and we know they both can play outside. So this dagger route is going to an outside receiver that's running an in breaking route. So yes. So this, and listen, this is a very easy concept to understand. Very easy concept, straight progression concept, and you can set yourself up to get a chunk play. Right, you're getting 10. You're getting at minimum about 10 yards, and you can even run it deeper. You can run the dagger a little bit deeper than this. So it really all just depends, on how the play is set up. It's very simple but very effective. Right, it's very simple but very effective. So and that's sort of the point of the West Coast offense. You're not going to see too many concepts that are rocket science. None of this stuff is going to be rocket science. A lot of these concepts are going to be, hey, this the first read. If the first read ain't there, get to your second read. The second read ain't there, get to your check down. Right, and you'll see that a lot with a lot of these plays, and how they're designed. So this is a dagger concept, right? This is dagger, and again, it does not have to be set up exactly like this. It could be ran out of shotgun. It could be ran out of pistol. It could be ran out of from under center. You can run dagger, a dozen different ways. You can even run it off of play action. So that's dagger. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch. No, my question is, because I want this to be a learning experience. Do y'all properly understand, the purpose of dagger before we move on? Because we can move to a different. We're going to move to a different concept, but I want to understand if there's anything, Yeah, and listen, you can have your tight end, be the clear out on this route. Like the guy right here, the vertical route can also be a tight end. Hey, it's not a problem. Yo, T Smooth, what's up with you, my boy? Thank you for tapping in and showing love to the liquor store, my guy. All right. So let's go to something that's a little bit more deceptive. Let's go to something that's a little bit more deceptive. Because this play has an entirely different design, and it's did for something different. That was a straight progression. All right. So what do you see here? Can anybody tell me, show of hands, can anybody tell me what this concept is called? Show of hands. If you know what it is, put it in the chat box. But can anybody tell me what concept this is? All right. If everybody can see it, go ahead and put it in the chat box what concept this is. And then I'll see how many people know. And listen, it's not as. Thank you, King G. King G knew what it was. This is a mesh concept. Thank you. This is a mesh wrap. This is a mesh concept. And yes, if you want to be technical, these are cross slants, but all together, these intersecting routes, this is called a mesh concept. Let me see if I got the whatchamacallit. Nope, that's the one for dagger. Okay, here it go. So this for the people who don't really understand what mesh is, because he looked a little confused. Yeah, that's that good old Madden mesh. All right. So for the people who do not understand what mesh is and how it works, mesh is a short to intermediate concept that works to create natural picks or confusion for a defense. Against man coverage, it allows playmakers to stay on the move. And against the zone coverage, it allows the receivers to find voids in the coverage and allow the quarterback to find completions. So, let's just take a look at this particular concept. Let's go back to the one that I had pulled up. Hold on, let me see. Where was it? Here we go. Okay. All right. So when we talk about pick plays and rub plays. Hey, it's funny, but it's true. They do got a lot of the real football plays in Madden now. So, it's funny how art imitates life at this point. So you see, you can run mesh. You can also run mesh in a majority of different ways, right? Because the primary thing that makes it a mesh is there has to be a point of intersection along the routes. So you see, you have an over route here, and you have an over route on the opposite side. So, like they stated in the definition breakdown, if this is man coverage, you are trying to create a natural rub to get one of these guys open, right? So this is really going to just be right. Could this corner route's clearing out, this guy going up the seam, and then right here in the middle of the field, you got a sit down route. What they really want to do is for one of these guys, in the actual mesh, to win on their route. They want there to be some kind of contact. They want somebody to have, to go over the trash right here in the middle of the field where these routes interject. You want one of your guys to get separation, from the guy chasing them not being able to get over the trash, right? So that's why they're saying they create a natural rub. So if this guy's defender gets lost in the sauce, that's who you throw the ball to. If this guy's defender gets lost in the sauce, this is who you're going to throw the ball to. And then, of course, if everybody is covered, then you will go through the next trajectory of the play design. Right. So have I lost anybody yet? Everybody understand. Because primary read is going to be whoever wins. Whoever gets rubbed is who the ball going to go to. If their player gets picked, the ball's going to them. If not, then odds are, especially on this one, you'll be able to throw the ball back over here in the middle of the field. But it also will be dictated on, if this is man or if this is zone. If it's zone, then it's going to be pure progression. Right, yeah, but if it's zone, it'll be pure progression, right? Because you're not going to get a actual rub on a zone concept because people are going to be staying, in their area of the field. So if it's zone, then you're just going to wait for one of these guys to run through one of the areas of the field and throw them the ball, right? If it's cover two, right? If it's cover two and you're allowing all these routes to develop, you will have a high-low, on the left side of the field if you're using from this concept, right? If it's cover two, you'll have the opportunity to get the ball to one of the guys on the left side of the field. If it's cover three, then you might be able to still get the ball to one of these guys going on the over. So it's really just going to depend. It's really going to depend on the defensive coverage, but this works best against man. If it's man, you could pretty much guarantee one of your guys is going to win if you run it right. And it's really going to all be about execution. Let's see. He said, give me TP in the slot. Yeah. Yeah, and hey, the lunatic, we got a lot of weapons, man. You're not lying about that. So do y'all understand the purpose of a mesh route right now? Because ideally, because me personally, from a philosophical standpoint, for a philosophical standpoint, I would rather run mesh against man because I don't really want there's better routes against zone. There's better route combinations against zone. So I really would prefer to run a mesh against man. I would put two of my faster wide receivers, at the crossers on this. Oh, hold on. Mickey, you had a comment up here. Let me see. Let me see if I go through the chat box and find it. Oh, cover two. So cover two is two high safeties. And really, when people are talking about cover two, unless they, say it outright, they're talking about a zone concept. Because some people refer to cover two, from and everybody's manned up as cover five. So, cover two, it usually a zone concept is going to be, two high safeties, and zone underneath. But sometimes when they refer to cover two and everybody's manned up underneath, they refer to that as cover five. He said it does, but just from me personally, you can run it against you can run it against zone. You can run it against zone, and then guys can find open areas in the field against the zone, right? Because hell, even this corner route, because they're running a corner over there, that's designed to be cover two. That's designed to be cover two. Throwing the ball at an angle, so you can get it, in the area of the field where the safety isn't it. But just me personally, if I'm running a mesh, I want to get the rub. Usually that's just me. It all depends on the players, like you pointed out. It depends on what you're looking for from a philosophical standpoint as a play caller. But me personally, I prefer it against man. You can run it against zone and you can have success, but I like it against man because it's a little bit easier to read. What's up with you, Neil? Thanks for tapping in with me, my boy. Yeah, and that's another thing. O-line has to hold up. Just depends on like I said, this depends on from a philosophical standpoint. All right, so let's see. What else do I got for y'all today? Oh, this is one of my favorites, dog. This is one of my favorites. So before I move along to the next concept, do y'all understand mesh up to this point? Because like when I do these study ball little concept breakdowns or just explain them at face value, I want people to learn along, learn along with me. So Matt Leslie said yes. Okay, Mickey man is when cornerback or faced up against wide receiver zone, they will play off. He said more than one cross is a mesh. For the most part, yes. Because since a mesh is technically any interchanging, routes, you can run a mesh concept and you can have, you can have a slant this way and a slant that way. As long as you're causing traffic, along you're causing traffic and there is a mesh point, you can consider it mesh. Yeah, hey, we ain't doing that no more. Yeah, he said where the four curl routes. We're not doing it. We're not doing that no more. That's not even a West Coast principle. And listen, you've seen it so far. All these routes, there are guys these are guys that are in motion. Ain't nobody standing still. There's guys going vertical. There's guys going across the field. There's guys. Oh yeah. So pretty much, to even elaborate a little bit more, man coverage, the DB has a specific person that they follow around the field. So if it's in man, somebody goes across the formation in motion, they're going to follow them, and their only job is to cover that person. In zone, they're going to stay in their zone. A zone is determined to be an area of the field that cornerback is responsible for, or it could be a linebacker, whoever. So in zone, a player is responsible for a specific area of the field, and they are not to vacate or leave that area. If you go into their zone, you are their responsibility, right? So, that's the difference in between zone and man, Mickey. Yeah, that's horrible. Yeah, those concepts are horrible. Hey, anytime, Mickey. Anytime. So, hey. So when they use these terms on TV, because you got you have some former analysts and stuff talking about Dagger and you're talking about route concepts and stuff. Now everybody will be hip to them. You will know exactly what they meant by it. Oh, my boy said, what I love so much about this offense is there's so many weapons that can be used for specific combos, concepts, and plays. Yes, we got a lot of interchangeable parts on this team, man. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. You gotta feel comfortable with what we have on the offensive side of the ball, man. All right, so we just looked at that. So far we looked at Dagger and we looked at Mesh, correct? Those are the two that we looked at. All right, so we looked at Dagger, we looked at Mesh. Tell me what this is called. Anybody in the chat box, do you know what this concept is called? And yes, there's 44 people in there. So while y'all thinking about what this concept is called, go ahead and take a small little light break for me. Go ahead and hit that like button. I got 44 folks in here showing love. Right, those are two corner routes. But what are the combination of the routes called? Go ahead and hit that like button for me. I got 44 people watching, and then I got 28 people that like. So I need some more folks to hit like. Yes, you're not wrong. These are corner routes, but you see there's another route with them too. So what did this combination called? What did this route combination called? I should say. And if you don't know, I'm gonna tell you very shortly. Put your guesses in the chat box. Darrell Robinson said spacing. Not quite. It's close. You're close. You good, man. Hey, they're all, and listen, they're all really, y'all laugh, but like Madden really do put like the actual X's and O's in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like you really could play Madden. Okay. All right. So this route concept. All right, y'all gave some very valiant answers, but the correct answer is this is called a smash concept. So everybody in the chat, thank you, JC. JC, you're late. Yes, this is, and the lunatic. You use layman terms, but you're right. This is also considered a high-low. But yes, JC, you're right. It's called a smash concept. It's a high-low concept. So I want y'all to do that for me. Everybody put smash. Put smash in the chat box. Yeah, everybody put smash in the chat box. It's all good, y'all. Let me see. I'm trying to remember if I downloaded the little verbiage for it for y'all to read along, but I didn't. It'll be okay. All right. So a smash concept is designed, like my boy pointed out, it is designed to force the defense to pick who they want to guard. Right. It's a 2-man route concept, right? And it's considered a high-low for that exact reason. Somebody's going to run a short route on the same side of the field, and somebody's going to run a deep route on the side of the field. A lot of times you will see a corner route, right? That will be the deep route, and then you might see a curl or you might see a flat. But either way, it is still considered a smash route concept. Yes, the corners will have to make a decision about who they're going to guard. It is a very hard concept to defend, right? And really, it allows your quarterback to be right. If they decide they're going to take away the underneath route, they're going to take away the underneath route in the smash concept. That allows and it is a cover 3 beater. It's a cover 3 beater. It could be considered. It really depending on the route run. It can also be considered a man beater, right? If you got one of your best route runners, out there, and really, it will depend on how that man does. If it's cover 2, man, not so much. But if it's like cover 1 robber, like we run, you can definitely run a smash against it. But yeah, like this play is usually designed when they have a one safety in the middle of the field. This play is usually designed for when the defense has only one safety in the middle of the field. So you can smash that up. So again, if they cover the person that is in the flat, if you're running a play into the flat, or you're running a little intermediate curl route, yeah, cover 6 would not be ideal against it. So if they're running like a little flat, they just try to take that away. You can go up top, and listen, it does not necessarily have to be a corner route. You could have you can have a deep out route. You can have like a 15-yard out route, and it should still be open. If they take away the deep route, then you could throw the ball underneath. So it's about forcing the defense to make a decision about who they're going to cover, and capitalizing on their mistake. Because if you do it right, you should have an option every time this play is ran. So on this particular one, right? On this particular one, you have a little sit down route, you have a corner, and then it's a mirroring route on the opposite side. You have a corner, and then you have a little sit down route, if you want to call it a comeback, whatever. You have the same play on mirroring sides. Hey, I appreciate that. Also, remember the game ticket raffle is still going on, as my brother Justin Kitchen pointed out. We'll be giving away, 2 tickets and a PlayStation 4 or jersey, for the winners of the raffle. There will be 3 winners, and it's $10 to enter. The first place winner is going to receive a Dallas Cowboy ticket with a seat attached to it to the home game against the Philadelphia Eagles. The second place winner is going to get a ticket to that same game for general admission and a standing room area. And then the third place winner is going to get a PlayStation 4 or a ticket. Oh, first and foremost, shout out to Neil. Thank you for your raffle entry. So let me go ahead and put that. So Neil, you now have 11 entries. So salute to you. And Mickey, all you gotta do is Google it. If you know the play you're looking for, the concept you're looking for, you can Google it. Go to Google Images, and you can find them there. He said, "Stadium gonna be smelling like a horseshoe." This all, hey man. Hey man, salute to y'all, man. Appreciate the love. But yeah, you can go to Google Images and find these. But I also want you to understand this is a concept. Hey, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you all the time, my brother. But remember, this is only a concept. This is not the end all be all. You do not have to run, this concept like this exactly. Matter of fact, Mickey, I'm glad you said something. I'm finna go find y'all a different image of how Smash is ran. I can find you a different version of Smash with different route concepts. All right, save the photos. Boom. I'm finna drop this off on my Facebook so I can download it. All right, just for learning purposes, I'm going to pull up a different concept. Well, it's the same concept, but it just ran with different route combinations. Hey, James, are you leaving, man? Don't. Hey, if you're on the way out the door, man, we appreciate you for showing love and coming through, spending some time with us in the liquor store, my brother. But yeah, let me get this loaded up for y'all, man. I sure want to share this with y'all. But like I said, this is only a concept. You can use, this same concept with different route combinations, and I want to show you what I'm talking about. So bear with me as I get it pulled up. Hold on now. Okay, there we go. All right, boom. Smash 2. All right. So, this is one way to run Smash, and this is another way to run Smash. Right? So, as you see, it's still a high-low. It's still a high-low. It's still a high-low concept. Right? Instead of a corner route, though, they're out here. Boom. Running a deep out. And then, boom. Coming back here. Sitting right underneath it. So you see, it does not really matter, the route concepts that you're running. As long as you get a high-low and it's a two-man route, is a two-man combination, it will be considered a smash concept. So you can run a flat and then have, a deep out route underneath. You can run a corner and a flat. You can run there's a bunch of different things you can do to get that high-low, for it to be considered, a smash concept. All right, so I just wanted to show y'all this, this design, just so y'all didn't think that there was a certain parameter for this to be considered a smash concept. If it's a two-man concept where you can get a high-low, right, you can pretty much consider it a smash concept. So before I move along, do y'all understand Smash up to this point? So at this moment in time, do y'all understand the Smash concept? All right, Matt Leslie said yes. Yes, sir. Been smashing 92. Y'all crazy. Well, King G, not necessarily. He said this one seemed like it'll be for the running back. It's going to be dictated. It's going to be dictated by what the defense does. Because if the defense is playing to take away the underneath man, you're gonna go out here. You're gonna blow them up. Right? You're gonna kill them with the deep throw. You know, if they try and take away the low man, if they try to take away the high man, you can dump it off all day. Jay Bryan, okay, cool. So y'all got it. So I'm gonna show y'all another concept real quick. Right? So this one is actually something that comes from Brian Schottenheimer's playbook. This is something that comes from Brian Schottenheimer's playbook. This is called a Yankee concept. This is Yankee. Go ahead and put Yankee Doodle, in the chat box. Go ahead and put Yankee off in there. He said, I've been a proud smasher since 76. All right, Ed Lockhart, put Yankee in. Went ahead and put Yankee in there. Okay. Let's see, who else done had the class participation with me? All right, everybody done drop Yankee, so we Gucci. So, I was good. This one was good enough to where I didn't have to go out and try and find, it and the whatchamacallit. I found a little page where it had it all together for me. The Yankee concept is a two-man route concept that is primarily used out of run-heavy formations. What do we know about Brian Schottenheimer? Like he was the coordinator that was accused of running the ball too damn much. He was the offensive coordinator that was accused of not letting Russell Wilson cook. He was accused of running the ball too often. As we know, 2018 had the number one rushing attack in the league. The very next year had the fourth best rushing attack in the league. So as we know, he did not slide away. He did not shy away, from run formations. He said Dwayne Brown said I got him ready to be an OC. Hey man. So man. But because he was in these run heavy formations all the time, he had to find a way, to attack a defense deep. Because when you're in a run formation a lot, you're not going to usually go up against, two safety looks. And so for me to explain why that is, two safety looks, we have two high, that is a passing defense. You got two people back to help in coverage, to help for the deep ball. You might even, have somebody that far back, to act as a robber, right? So two safeties back is always, for the most part, a passing defense. One safety back, right? Even though you can play, cover one robber and have somebody come down and rob, one safety looks, you usually have extra people in the box to help in run support. So to punish a team for only have one safety back, right? You can run a Yankee, and a Yankee concept is going to put pressure on the middle of the defense in cover 1 or cover 3. There's going to be one safety back, and that safety is going to have to make a life or death decision when covering this play, right? So as you see, you have a deep post, and then you also have a deep over, right? If they cover the deep post, you're going to throw the ball to the deep over for about 16 to 18 yards, 20 yards, run out the catch. Maybe you might even still be able to score a touchdown. Right. That's what Dak Prescott said that he did. I forget what year it was. It's like his rookie year, I think. He said he always starts safety. He starts with the safety and then he moves, to the front part of the defense. So but if they cover the over route, if they cover this deep over, right? If they cover this deep over route and they let this post go, we know that is going to be 7. That's going to be 6 points right there. That's a touchdown. So this is all set up, by running the ball, coming out in heavy formation, being effective running the ball. Right? You would like to run Yankee, and I agree. I would prefer to run Yankee from under center. Under center, run heavy formation, force the defense's hand. Either they're going to put some extra guys in the box to stop this run, or when they finally do come out of that too high shell, they put some extra guys in the box. I'm punishing them. You punish them. And this is top level offensive play calling. You run the ball on them until they come out of that cover 2, that 2 safety look, and then I agree. But best use how to play action too. But you're putting the safety in a very tough predicament. You're putting the safety in a very tough predicament because he is by himself back there. That cover 3 guy is the last line of defense. Right? He's the last line of defense. Whether this is man or cover 3, whether it's cover 1 man or it's cover 3 zone, you are putting a lot of stress on the defense, to try and defend these deep passes. With just one guy in the middle of the field. He said, facts. That Dak turned to John Wick play action. He do, though. You good? Never have to apologize, Mickey. Never have to apologize. So, in terms of that concept, he said that play action should be deadly if the run game is there. Facts. And listen, it should be there. Like, we went out our way to completely fine tune, our run scheme. We went from a gap style run scheme to a zone style run scheme. And just to elaborate on that, even though I did it before, gap style basically means they're going to block whoever in front of them. Most offensive linemen are assigned to a gap. So, you're going to put somebody out of the A gap so you can have room to run up there. You're going to put somebody out the B gap for them to have room up there, so on and so forth. In a zone scheme, the offensive line is going to flow to a particular area of the field. They're all either going to flow left or they're going to flow right. And whoever comes into the area of the field that they're responsible, their zone, then who's going to get blocked. So, there are pros and cons to both, but the pros to a zone scheme it allows the running back to have options of where he wants to take the play, right? So he's allowed to take the play side, where the play is actually occurring, or if he has the vision to do so, he can get to the cutback lane if the defense flows into the same direction as the play side. So you did a lot of things to revamp the run game to make it more efficient. So do everybody understand Yankee? Right, because it's not a hard concept. It's not a hard concept. You're really just trying to put stress, on the safety, when it's cover 1 or cover 3. You're just trying to put them in a precarious situation to where, regardless of what they choose, they should be wrong. Especially if this cover 3. Especially if this cover 3, that they're going to be wrong 9 times out of 10. I appreciate that, Jay Bryant. He said, I explained it well. Okay. So we're good. We understand. We understand. All right. So we're good. I'm gonna move to the next concept. But before we go there, I need y'all help, man. I need y'all help me get these likes up, man. I need y'all help me go ahead and get these likes up. We got 46 people in the building and only 37 people don't hit the like button. My feelings is hurt. So please hit that like button for your boy. Please hit the share button for your boy. And please hit that that Cash App, that super chat, super stickers if you want to support the raffle or the channel. Hey, you really can't have. See, I'm boys at Henny the teacher. Hey, the beautiful thing about it, man, there's really not a wrong choice. You really ain't gonna have too many instances where there is a wrong choice. You're designing these plays to give your quarterback an option. Right, you're designing these plays to give your quarterback an easy option, to counteract what the defense is doing. To counteract what the defense is doing, you're giving them easy options. That's why you want progressions. And as we know, Dak Prescott, he gets through his reads very well. He gets through his progressions very well. He understands. He understands the defense is very well pre-snap. So Dak Prescott will work fine in these concepts. Okay. So this is the next concept we're going to talk about, people. This is the next concept. Y'all go ahead and put it in the chat box what this is. Yeah, dribbling with a purpose. I agree with that, Jay Bryant. And listen, West Coast concepts. No, outside of when you use play action. Okay. Hey, we have a winner. This is because, yes, you're right. Ashton Howard, Neil, y'all are right. This is considered a flood concept. Question is, can anybody answer this? Class. First and foremost, put flood in chat box like Miss Etta did. And then after that, can you tell me why it's called a flood? Why is it called a flood concept? Can anybody in the chat box tell me? Yeah, King J, this is a classic. This is a staple. Thank you. Yes, you're overloading one side. You're flooding one side with players. So, a flood concept is where a majority is either all or a majority of the players going to end up, on one side of the field. Right. So technically it's three or more. It's three or more routes. Because you can flood that area of the field with 3 guys. You can flood it with 4. If you want to get cute, you can flood it with 5. Right. And the beautiful thing about it, because there will be so many wide receivers, on that side of the field, there'll be so many wide receivers on that side of the field, at different layers, right? You'll have somebody about 5 yards out. You'll have somebody 20 yards out. You'll have somebody 15 yards out. You have somebody 20 yards out. You will give your quarterback, space to throw this ball. Yes, it puts a lot of pressure on a defense to cover everybody. And I want y'all to think about something else. When you have a mobile quarterback, right? If they're manned up, right? And this is a flood concept, if everybody is manned up, right? If this guy that's running this post, vacates that area. Who is going to be on that side of the field? If everybody is manned up, who's going to be on that side of the field if Dak Prescott takes off running? If Dak Prescott is able to escape the pocket, who's going to be on that side of the field if they're manned up and he's going all the way across the field to help flood? Nobody. Right? There will be nobody at home. So, not only does it give Dak Prescott an opportunity, to get to the play side, and throw and find somebody to throw the ball to, because there should be somebody open. But if Dak Prescott sees something he likes pre-snap, and this person takes off to flood this side of the field with the rest of these guys, and that guy leaves with him, there's nobody over there. The deep out is especially hard to cover, and then especially listen, there's not like a set combination of routes that make it a flood. You can use whatever you want to flood the field. You could have a deep out, you can have a corner, you can have a like you see in this illustration, you can have that route combination. But there's plenty of things you can do. And listen, you can even utilize this off of play action, off of the bootleg. So you can show play action, and you can run a bootleg to the play side, right? You can run a bootleg to the play side of the field, and now Dak Prescott will be out of the pocket. He'll have easier throwing lanes. He can easier see. Yes, right. So the plays, and listen, you can run flood from anything too, right? You running from this pistol, because you're right. This is definitely a pistol formation, right? This is definitely a pistol formation that's being ran out over this illustration. But you can run this flood concept out of pistol. You can run it from different shotgun. You can run it from, theoretically, you can even run it from under center, right? You can run this from under center. And just so you know that there is some versatility in it, right? I should this one right here is showing a flood where everybody and their mama is going to that one side of the field, right? This is also a flood concept, right? The one at the top is also a flood. Everybody is going to end up, and this one is being ran from I formation, right? This quarterback is under center. There's a running back behind him, right? There's a tight end that's attached to the line who's going to release and run a sail route. There's a wide receiver out here running a vertical. There's two in breaking, there's two in routes right here at different lengths. So everybody still ends up, on the play side, flooding that area of the field. Then this one right here is pretty much the same thing. That they're all the same route. You got the same kind of routes. They're all in routes going to one side of the field with a vertical. So like I said, you can use what's up, Smoke 140? I see you done slid in here. So remember, there is not a set, there is not a set, amount of routes. It's not that this got to be this particular route for this to work, so on and so forth. You can flood whatever side of the field you want with whatever routes you think work in tandem. They can all mirror each other and be at different lengths of the field. They can be completely different routes, but as long as you flood one side of the field, with at least three players, with at least three different route combinations, it will be considered a flood, right? So again, does everybody understand flood? Because remember, As long as they get to, and this is another thing that we should talk about. You could consider flood a high-low concept too. It's not that much different from smash. In terms of it creating a high-low, but you have more options. Both work, but the more people you have running into an area of the field, the more congested it can get. So it's more important on flood to have proper spacing when you run your route. Swain said after the smash on the flood, y'all be out here wilding. Yes, all of these will be on the final exam. Matter of fact, we're gonna take a practice quiz real quick. I'm gonna go back through this. What this concept called? We're gonna go back through it. We're gonna see what is this concept called and what is it trying to do. I need answers from all y'all. I need at least I need at least a sentence or two. What is the concept? Is the first part of the question. What is it trying to do? Y'all don't all answer at once. Yes, it's on. Yes, it is on your final exam. Hey, Mickey, you got it right. Mickey, you got it right. Neil, you got it right. Yep. Matt Leslie, it is. You can consider that a rub route. You still get credit for that. So this is a mesh concept, and it is trying to create a natural rub. So whoever defender gets picked is who the ball should go to. And then if they're running zone, you just go through the natural progression. You can either read it play side or you can read it backside, depending on how they coach it. Yep, you want two dumb defenders to run into each other. And hey, if both defenders run into each other, then both of those guys will be open, so it'll be pick your poison then. This Joe crazy. All right, cool. All right. So most of y'all got it right. That was a mesh. That's a mesh concept. We're trying to get a natural pick. Okay. All right, what's this? What's this? I won't see if y'all remember what is this concept right here. Don't all answer. Yes, there you go. Matt Leslie got it right. Mickey got it right. Smoke one for you. Yeah, they're corner routes, but this is a smash concept. It's a smash concept because we're creating a high and low with a two wide receiver route combination. And we're trying to make the defenders choose who to cover. If they cover the guy that's coming back on this little sit down route, we're going to throw the ball to the guy on the corner route. If they're trying to take away the little corner route, we're going to throw the ball to the guy on the sit down route. And this is considered a smash concept. We're creating a high low by having two wide receivers run, routes on the same side of the field at varying depths. So yes, this is a smash concept. You good. All right. So what is this? What concept is this? What concept is this, y'all? What route combination concepts is this considered? Go ahead, put it in the chat box. I know you know. Damn, Joe, you failed Jim? Hey, there y'all go. I tried to throw fastball on you. Yes, this is still considered smash. Because why is it still considered smash? Because there are still only two wide receivers on that side of the field, and they're running high-low combinations. You're still trying to get a high-low. It's just a different route combination. Instead of it being a corner and a sit down route. You know, it's a deep out, and then it looks like it's which we'll consider a curl route. Exactly, JC. The corners are still forced to make a decision. As long as the corners are choosing. Yep. And hey, you are right. Because this can be he can turn this into a deep over, or he can turn it into a deep in. So you're right. They do have an option built into this. Bro, how you fail lunch? How did you fail lunch? Big Benny Rich, you good? You good. It will be an open book test, so you're okay. So don't trip. Don't trip. This will be an open book test. All right. So y'all got it right. Y'all understand, you know, what that was. So you understand mesh. So far you understand smash. Okay. So because is already print on this one, right? You know that it's Dagger. Right, so you know it's Dagger. But this is my next question. What is the purpose of the interior vertical route? That's my question. I know it's Dagger. What is the purpose of the inside vertical route on this play? So thank you, Neil. Clear to safety. And he said, where are the real West Coast routes? Well, technically, you still see them, right? But even this Dagger, as long as the player is in continuous motion, it will be considered a West Coast route, right? So what would not be considered a West Coast route? A comeback route, right? That is not considered a West Coast route, right? Any route where the wide receiver stops, right? Any route where the wide receiver is stopping is not in motion. You know, that would be considered, you know, not a West Coast route. So if my wide receiver ran to the middle of the field, turned around and stopped right over the ball, you know, that's not really a West Coast route. It can be, but it's not. It will have to be in conjunction with some more stuff. So, you know, you still see end break. You still see the ends. You still see, you know, on this route, you still see what you consider a Texas route by the running back, right? You still see a Dagger. You still see verticals. So, you know, you still see what you traditional West Coast stuff. So, but everybody was correct. The inside vertical route is the clear out route. They are running this vertical. To clear out space. So this safety cannot come down and get the ball on this Dagger, right? And you got to think about it. This works. Right. It will also be dependent on the defense. Okay. So next question on the open book test. What are these routes considered? What is this route concept considered? For all my good people in the chat box, we're getting through it. Right? This is a refresher course before the final test. All right, Neil, you got it right. Matt, Mickey, JC, you all have answered. You're correct. It is a flood. It's a flood concept. My next question: how many routes on the same side of the field does it take to make it a flood concept? How many routes on the same side of the field does it take to make it a flood? Put your answer in the chat box. Correct. It would actually take 3. It takes 3 or more to be considered a flood concept. So 3 routes ran to the same area, to the same side of the field. But listen, if you only ran 2, because that's why I said 3 or more. Because if you only ran 2 on that side of the field, what would it be then? Because remember, a 2-man high and low is smash, so you have to run at least 3. So right, it could be 3, it could be 4, it could be 5, but it can't be less than 3. Y'all bear with me 1 second. All right, I'm back, y'all. But yeah, so those are some basic West Coast principles. There's more. There's Hank. There's some different concepts that we could talk about. But how do y'all feel about the concepts that we just spoke on? Hold on now, JC. You was ranked in Madden? Tell me something, JC. So you were ranked in Madden? All right, so y'all got a pretty decent understanding about these West Coast concepts, but you see the difference in between 4 curls. You see the difference in between an option route, waiting for a play to develop. All of these schemes are designed, with an intentional result. They're designed with an intentional result, to get a positive outcome against the defense. The mesh, that the mesh is designed to get a rub. And if the rub is not there, you can read the defense accordingly. Right? We know that the dagger is designed to get the ball to the person on the dagger route. We have a clear out. Your first read should be the dagger. And if he's not there, then you go through your natural progression. We know on a smash route, right? We know on smash that you are creating a high-low on one side of the field using 2 wide receivers. So you could throw the ball to either A, well, not either A, but to whoever does not get covered. That's who you throw the ball to. There is a natural design and progression, in the West Coast offense, so that the offense can get some kind of victory. It may only result in 5 yards, right? It may result in 20, 30, 40 yards. But the offense always has a plan of attack, when it comes down, to these concepts. So I was ranked, bro, a couple years before I started my YouTube channel. See, I'm gonna have to play it one day, man. I'm gonna have to play it one day. So, yep. Hey, shout out to Dwayne Brown for the raffle entry. Say, Henny, you took us to football school tonight. Great job. I appreciate you, my guy. I do appreciate you for the love, my boy. And that did get you another entry into the Dallas Cowboy ticket raffle. So you now have 10 entries, Dwayne. So salute to you. Man, we can run it and we can stream it, man. Best of both worlds. Said, how do you disguise these plays? Easily. The reason I love how you said. I love that you asked that question, Miss Green. That is a great question. The way that you disguise these plays is that defense don't know what you're running. Because listen, there is not really a set formation, that you have to run these plays out of, right? There's not really a set formation. You can run this out of you can run these concepts out of every single shotgun formation. You can run these concepts out of every single pistol formation. You can run these formations, and you can run these concepts, out of I formation. You can run these concepts out of any particular offensive set that you want, and get the same result. So, for example, you can run smash out of I formation, right? Because you just need 2 receivers. All you need is 2 receivers to end up, creating a high-low. So there's only one wide receiver on this side, right? For the I formation I'm thinking about, but you can still use the running back, as your low man. So the running back can run, a flat route, and then you can still send your wide receiver that's on that same side of the field into a corner, into an out route, into wherever you want to send them into. So really, you don't really have to disguise it because you can trigger these plays from any formation that you want to. Right? You can even run smash with double tight ends. Right? As long as you get the high-low, you can use it with anybody. It could be your running back. It could be your wide receiver. Whoever you deem fit can be used, to create that high and low. Right, single back formation. Like there's so much stuff that you can do, man. Like as long as you get the proper depth, and you keep your fundamentals when running the play correct, you can run this play from anywhere. You can run on any hash. He said, do you think we will see any double tight end, Henny? Would love to see you in our tight end room. First and foremost, Matt, salute to you. Thank you for the donation. I'm going to add you in here for the raffle entry. If I'm not mistaken, Mr. Leslie, that is your first one. So let me get that added in for you. But yes, there is a great opportunity for that to happen. One, they're going to be on the field a lot together anyway, right? We know that Brian Schottenheimer really loves running the ball. He likes that those formations to where you can. Hey, y'all give me 1 second. Hold on, I'm gonna pump. Okay, send my kids to get some pizza. But yes, so because they love running the ball, because they will have a lot of 12 personnel out there any damn way. You can see some high lows with your tight ends, and like you said, in the red zone too. And remember, as I pointed out from the trends with Brian Schottenheimer and the trends with Mike McCarthy, they will use their running backs, they will use their tight ends to run the ball. But you will have to be an outstanding tight end for them to get for us to get a lot of targets. Because you look at Mike McCarthy's track record, if your name was not Jermichael Finley, you were not getting a lot of targets as a tight end in Green Bay. You were not getting a lot of targets as a tight end in Green Bay if your name was not Jermichael Finley. So when Jermichael Finley played, he got 80, 90 targets. When he did not play, the backup tight end got no love. So it's going to really be dependent on those different things, man. Any more questions? Come on, drop the questions in there. Yeah, you can use a fullback in there too. Really, when you look at a guy like Noah Fant, who has a running back background, has a tight end background, and they're viewing him. He said, HTM, go read Dak and McCarthy interview. Is no third read. It's two reads, then scramble. You know what? I will go take a look into that, my guy. I will go take a look into that. So, but I will say this. Most plays are still designed with a third read, but, they might just be coaching. They might just be coaching not to worry about the third read. They might just coach to go through the first two reads and then take off. And I would love that, honestly. I'm not tripping. If that's what they want to do. Hell, Dak Prescott used to average 6 rushing touchdowns. Used to average 6 rushing touchdowns a year before they stopped him from running. And his rushing attempts and rushing touchdowns went down when Kellen Moore became the play caller. From 2016 to 2018, that boy had 18 rushing touchdowns in total. Had 6 each of those years. The very moment that Kellen Moore became the play caller, they dropped to 3. He ended up with 3 rushing touchdowns that year. So we'll see. I wouldn't mind my boy Dak Prescott, becoming more of a scrambler again. Not like Jalen Hurts, because Jalen Hurts runs the ball way too damn much. He runs the ball way too damn much. But I wouldn't mind if Dak Prescott got the opportunity to run the ball three or four times in a game. Mostly red zone, mostly, mostly when the play breaks down, allow him to scramble out the pocket. He said first 2 reads could be the running back and the tight end on a lot of plays. It's going to really depend. It's going to really depend. Are they going to run traditional West Coast principles? Right? Because let's go back and look. Because on this high and low, and remember, there's really only 2 reads, like he mentioned on this smash concept. And really, also one thing to throw out there on this smash concept, depending on the leverage on the defense, right? The leverage of the defense is going to dictate which side gets read. If the defense is overloaded to the left side, you're going to read it right. You're going to read the smash concept on the right. If it's overloaded on the left, on the right side, you're going to read the smash concept that's on the left. So, in this particular concept, you could have a tight end right here, but odds are you might just have 2 wide receivers on the side of the field running this. Like I said, it's gonna really depend, on the personnel on the field at the time. Because the concepts are the concepts. Like as we pointed out, the concepts are the concepts, and they can be ran out of any formation. So if they're in heavy personnel a lot, you might see you might see some high and lows with the tight ends, or a high low with a tight end and a running back, right? If they're in spread, then you'll see this concept with nothing but wide receivers 9 times out of 10. It's just gonna dictate on what the Dallas Cowboys find that they're comfortable with. What they're doing, a little fine tuning and play installing. Oh, you good, Tommy? I appreciate you for spinning the block, man. Yeah, we having a great session. But I do want to tell y'all, there's 30 of y'all in here. I will be live with Professor O. I'm doing a show with Professor O at 9 o'clock. So 9 o'clock. So about an hour and 9 minutes from now, I will be back live to do a show with Professor O. We're going to talk about some of the same things, some of the same concepts, and we're going to also, we're not just going to limit it to the passing game. We'll talk about the new run scheme. We'll talk about the analytics behind some of this stuff. We'll talk about some of these passing concepts that we'll probably see in terms of West Coast principles. It'll be fun. So y'all make sure at 9 o'clock, y'all spin the block and y'all tap in with me. Yes, because it'll be 9 o'clock my time. So you're an hour ahead. So, pretty much an hour from now. So about an hour from now, y'all be tapping in looking. Matt, what was your question? Because I need to go back up and see the first part. Is play clock management something to worry about with Mike McCarthy calling? Not really. You know why? Because when you run the ball at a high clip, you generally have possession of the ball longer than the other team. The play clock is always running for the most part. So with Brian Schottenheimer, being the offensive coordinator, and then Mike McCarthy being the play caller, a lot of these West Coast principles are going to be, quick hitting passes, high-low passes. You'll see some screens. You'll see some power runs. You'll see some play actions. It's gonna be a lot of high efficiency throws, meaning there shouldn't be a lot of incompletions, meaning the clock's gonna be running. A lot of times, you run the ball a lot, the clock gonna be running. So I don't really think that you'll have issues with, clock management, right? Because I think you'll have full control. You'll be able to win time of possession. I think you'll be fine. Hope so. Indeed, smoke one for you. Yeah, it's going down. It's definitely going down, man. So yeah, I'm going to recuperate, drink me some water, run to the bathroom, wait till they bring me some pizza, do this and that. So I'm gonna do what I do, and then I'll be live right back again, man, at 9 o'clock. I'll be live at 9 o'clock with Professor O. And if anything falls through, I'm still going live. So, don't trip. I'll be live at 9 o'clock regardless, but I'm supposed to have Professor O on. So, I'll be live at 9 o'clock with Professor O, or I'll be live at 9 o'clock by myself. But either way, I'll be live at 9, but the plan is for Professor O to come on the show and rock out with us. So, peace out. God bless. Continue to hit that share button. Continue to hit that like button. Continue, to hit that cash app, hit that super chat, so we can get y'all into these raffles, so I can send y'all to this game, man. Or get y'all this PlayStation 4 jersey, whichever one y'all end up winning. So salute to y'all. Thank y'all for the support and the love. And I will be back shortly. God bless and peace. And hey, in the meantime, don't forget these concepts. I'm going to, I'm going to test y'all on this stuff again, man. So don't even trip. Keep this in front of y'all mind, man. But I'll see y'all shortly. Said smoke one for you. Said I will have something for you Friday. Well, hey, I appreciate that, my brother. Thank you for the support, my boy. But yeah, man, I see y'all at 9 though. Smash Dagger. Yeah. Don't forget Yankee. Yankee do the D.